Hey everybody, Peter Green from Agile for All here, coming at you with your daily dose of Agile. Today is Thursday, and on Thursdays we talk about how to build the right thing. And today we're going to talk about an important part of the Scrum framework called the Sprint Review. And I'm going to share the two things I see teams doing wrong at the Sprint Review most frequently, and some ways to get around those, ways to do it better. So, the first thing I see teams doing wrong is that they make the Sprint Review an acceptance meeting, where the development team at the Sprint Review is looking to get the product owner's sign off on what they built. So the sign off comes from what we'll call older approaches to product development, where things go through phases and there needs to be a sign off on this phase and then we can move it on to the next phase. That's not really the intention of the Sprint Review. The Sprint Review is an inspect and adapt step. So the minimum bar is the development team demos a working increment of the product, which could be released, and then the product owner representing users and customers gets to see it in its full context, in the context of the rest of the product, and that might shape how they think about what to build next. But it's not, did I build the thing you said, or you asked for, and check the box if so. It's inspect and adapt. We should be adapting our plans based on sprint reviews. And so one metric you might consider putting into place is how frequently do we adapt our plans based on demoing the product during the sprint review. If that's never, well, that's not very adaptive. That's not very agile if we're not adapting our plans based on what we learn in the sprint review. All right, so that's mistake number one that we see with sprint reviews all the time, is it turns into an acceptance meeting. Number two is that the sprint review should never be a surprise party for the product owner. So we all love surprises. Well, not everybody, right? And even if we do love surprises, surprises just are some risk. And there's no reason that the sprint review should be the first time that the product owner should be seeing anything built by the development team. So we don't want to make it a surprise party, which means that the product owner needs to be involved earlier in the sprint to provide feedback. When I was a product owner, I was really interested in what was being built day by day, and it was a software product, so I was always downloading the daily builds and playing with the product and seeing things be built by my development team was really excitement. It was really exciting to me. So I loved being involved and seeing the thing evolve during the sprint. So I was never surprised at the sprint review. The sprint review was a chance to do this more holistically with a broader group of stakeholders. So we don't want this to be a surprise party for the product owner, because that puts the product owner in an uncomfortable position if other stakeholders are present and they're surprised. Okay, best case, the development team demos something and the product owner is surprised and they love it. That's the best case. Okay, not terrible, right? But there's a chance that we demo the thing and the product owner is not so happy with that. Now, what are their options if other stakeholders are in the room during that demo? Option one, I'm going to support my team. And that's probably the option I would pick most often, is to say, wow, this is great. But even then, I'm having to kind of now manage stakeholder expectations. The other option is I throw my team under the bus and say, what? That's not what I wanted. And now all the stakeholders are saying, well, are they on the same team? Are they even aligned here? What's going on? So we don't want to make it a surprise party if we're doing sprint reviews the best way possible and having other stakeholders present. So those are the two things that we see going wrong at sprint reviews. So remember, the sprint review is an inspect and adapt step. It's not a check the box. It's not a sign off on the last phase of development. It's an inspect what we built and adapt our plans based on what we learned from that. A sprint is a 2-week product experiment, and that's the time when we start to gather data on, did we build the right thing? Are we solving real problems for real customers? All right, hopefully that's helpful to all the product owners out there and all those Scrum teams. If you found it helpful, go ahead and share it with a friend, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. We hope to see you soon.